All right, we are live. Happy end of life for Windows 7 Tuesday. It expires today. I actually just got off the phone with Comcast. Apparently, they can raise your rates even if you have a contract at a lower rate. Thank you for being such a valued customer to Comcast. Why am I not surprised? Anyway, I have a little bit of time to talk about this. Apparently, some of you are going to continue using Windows 7 when you shouldn't. Good luck with that. And man, I think I ate too much last night. I went to a meeting last night. Homemade meatballs, sauce, cookies. Here's a piece of advice. This is a political year. If there's a political meeting hosted by Italians, just go for the food. Forget the rest. Just go for the food. Forget your diet. Oh, the food was great. I didn't hear a word they said, but I pigged out. Anyway, getting back to the topic in hand. Windows 7 does expire today. And look, it's been a fun ride. I enjoyed using it. Had some good times, some bad times, but I just don't love you anymore. I feel like I'm on The Bachelor. No, but it does expire today. Some of you are still content, focused on still using a Windows 7 even after it expires. Don't do it. I think somebody said, well, I'll just install an antivirus and I'll be fine. Now think about this. Starting today and moving forward to Windows 7, you will have an inherently insecure base system with Windows 7. I'll let you guys figure out the rest. So what are your options? Well, you can try upgrading to Windows 10. I've done it. As long as you have a valid Windows 7 product key, I believe there is still a free upgrade to Windows 10. I think somebody tried it last week. It's still there. So on the bottom of your laptop or on the back of your PC, there should be a sticker with the product key for that original Windows 7 machine on it. You could try upgrade to Windows 10, plug in the product key for Windows 7 from Windows 7, and see if it'll work. But I will caution you, if you have a machine that's 8, 9, 10 years old and you install Windows 10, it's not going to be as fast. I tell you what helped me. I have a, you can't see it, but it's a Lenovo. Hi, Kenny. There's a Lenovo I have that's maybe 9 years old. I put in Windows 10 and I didn't like the performance of it, but I installed an SSD and I maxed out the RAM. I think that when the RAM maxes out at 8 gigs, it does make a difference. I don't use it as much. It's kind of like a backup to a backup. But if you're going to continue, if you need Windows, and that's perfectly understandable, whatever, work or college or whatever, you can try downloading Windows 10 with the product key from Windows 7, upgrade the SSD, and max out the RAM. I did that, and it does make a difference. It's serviceable. It's still not as fast as what I would like, but it is serviceable if you have to do that. I know there's some of you that, you don't really want to mess with Windows 10. Maybe you've heard some of the stories about privacy and the updates trashing the system. For at least some of you, you don't really want to spend $1,000 or $2,000 on a Mac. Somebody sent me a link for Linux machines that are also $1,000 and $2,000. Well, for the masses, that's not an option. You can try a Chromebook. They start at $200, but some of you just want to stick around the Windows 7. Don't do it. It's not worth the risk. So what will happen if you continue to use Windows 7? Well, do you like ransomware or the potential of ransomware where all your files and folders are locked? Kenny says he's watching this on Windows 7 now. He hasn't heard a word I've said, but that's okay. Hi, Kenny. the possibility of ransomware, viruses, all the nasties, because officially security patches from Microsoft have stopped. No more. And I believe this goes for the Home Edition and the Professional Edition. I think for all editions, maybe. I believe you can buy extended support from Microsoft. I'm not sure what that would cost. But look, Windows 7 is popular. It's. I think I was looking at some numbers. Windows 7 at one time, 37% market share. Windows 10, 39%. People like their Windows 7, and I don't blame them. But there is extended pay support. I don't think I see a price, anything. Minimum specs for Windows 10. This is from Microsoft. These are all the specs to make Windows 10 work. 1 gigahertz processor, or faster, 2 gigabytes of RAM. I wait for you guys to stop laughing. Hello, Johan. Or the Pine Book for $200. Well, that's certainly an option. Your ISP knows more about you than Google or Microsoft will ever know. Well, they're all part of the same global mechanism, right? Kenny is using Windows 7 today to get the final updates. Okay. Look, if Windows 7, if you don't plan on jumping on the web tomorrow, you can still use Windows 7 for whatever reason, backing up files and folders, playing your music, transferring stuff, hooking up your iPad, your iPhone. It'll work for now. Just don't connect to the web, and you will have a safe Windows 7 machine. But what's the purpose of a computer if you can't jump on the web? It's just a thought. You don't have to do that, obviously. But yeah, after today, don't use Windows 7. All it takes is one piece of ransomware to lock you out. And if you don't have a backup, now what? Pay the ransom? Johan does not care for that. Don't care for what? Johan? I wonder after this video posts, I wonder how many people are going to say, you know what, toss frack you. I'm going to keep using Windows 7 no matter what. Okay. Good luck. That's all that I can say. So Kenny, after today, how will you use Windows 7? Yeah, Tor browser. It's slow. It is. It's slower. Johan, yeah. Brogura is in the house. He says, hello, Mr. Toss and friends. Hello. Starting tomorrow, if I am a hacker, and I'm not, let's say I was a hacker, and I know Windows 7 expired, and there are still millions of people on Windows 7, and I'm a hacker, I'd be like, it's dinner time, yeah, because that's what I'd be thinking. There's a lot of people who don't know better. There's probably a lot of people who will not take my advice, and they're gonna take a chance on running an insecure. I mean, look, when you leave your house, would you leave your house with the doors unlocked? Would you leave your house with the garage door open? I'm just saying, that's kind of like what's happening with Windows 7. If you keep using it, you may get something bad happen, you may not. Do you want to risk it? There are options out there, transitioning from Linux to from Windows 7 to Linux, and we'll talk about that maybe in the next topic, next video. Give you some options. Kenny's going to have a backup. Yes, well, you should have a backup no matter what. No matter if you got a brand new system, an older system, because hard drives fail. Systems fail. A lightning strike. A surge. You should back up and back up again no matter what. It does not matter whether the system is outdated or not. Yeah. No, he says, Johan says, you'll be amazed how many people will keep using Win 7, like some are still using XP. All I can do is, I've been doing this almost, March this year, it'll be 10 years. Thank you. There are some people out there that will ignore all advice for whatever reason. They will ignore all advice from anybody. It doesn't matter. All I can do is, present the evidence, present the facts based on my experience. Then the rest is up to you. I'm not being paid by Microsoft to force you to buy a Windows 10 computer. This is not a sponsored video. This is just my experience. Running anything that is insecure, it's not safe. And what happens is, if you get a piece of malware that is self-replicating, so your system is insecure, you have malware, you may not even know it, you send it to another computer that has malware, this computer sends it to this computer that has malware, now you have a major problem that can potentially affect all computers. So it's not a good idea. Kenny has Windows 10 and Peppermint used daily. Okay. 7 is for old games and software that will not work with 10. Okay. Yeah. That's doable. Nothing wrong with that. I don't really do a lot of gaming on my PC. Some. Mainly, it's just easier just to plug in my Xbox, and I don't have to, at least I don't have to worry about malware at all. But that's how I run, play my games when I'm in the mood. And I'm still thinking about those meatballs from last night, the homemade meatballs and sauce. Ugh, there goes my diet. I'll have to do a lot of swimming this summer. If there's anybody new watching, say hello. Some will keep Win 7 but not connect to the internet. Yes. So you can use it without worrying. Yes. Absolutely. It's, if you have an iPhone or an iPad, you can still connect it to Windows 7. Just don't connect to the web. Transfer all your stuff. Yeah. Or, use the Windows 7 machine as a backup for your files and folders. Just don't connect it to the web. Use it as a video player, music player. You don't have to trash the Windows 7 machine. Again, if you need to use Windows, try the free upgrade to Windows 10. I strongly suggest you swap out the hard drive to an SSD and boost the RAM, and you should be okay. It still won't be as fast, I don't think, as Windows 7, but you should be okay. I've done it twice. It does make a difference. It really does. Johan only plays pinball. Okay. Yeah, you don't need a lot of RAM for that, do you? I love my juice in the morning. I'm kind of curious. Someone sent me a link to those Linux machines. Are people buying $2,000 Linux machines? Sleepy is in the house. Welcome to Mate and Meatballs. Exactly. Hi, Sleepy. What's up when you jump on? I had the meatballs last night. I went to a meeting, a primary election meeting hosted by Italians. And I thought I was on a diet. The meatballs were good. Homemade meatballs, sauce, cookies, ham sandwiches. The only thing missing was wine. Only thing missing was alcohol. That would have been something. Hello, my name is Toss. I'm running for state representative. Excuse me. And I would like your vote. Yeah, that's why they don't serve alcohol at meetings like that. The meatballs was good. It was good. I don't know who cooked them. Obviously one of the Italian ladies. Anyway. So what's up, Sleepy? By the way, off topic, if anybody buys that Linux phone for $700, let me know. I haven't gotten a single reply. Zippo. I wonder why. All right, I'll stick around a little bit longer. That's all I had to say this morning, so about Windows 7. Again, if there's anybody new watching, say hello. And if they cater like that, I'd vote. Here's my advice. I said it before. If there's a political rally or a political meeting hosted by Italians, it doesn't matter which party. Just go for the food. Forget what they have to say. Enjoy the food. And just sit there like, yeah, I agree with that one. Just keep eating away. Oh, man. If it's hosted by Italians, just go. I mean, I walked in. There was a table all the way from there to over here of food. And I walked in, I was like, oh, man. And the funny part was I got there like, I don't know, 10 till 6, and the meeting was at 6. And I had not eaten dinner yet. Oh, big mistake. Big mistake. I'm not exactly sure what the candidates. Okay, maybe one guy said, but anyway, yeah. So just go. Anyway, Ubuntu 19.04 hits end of life this month, by the way. Speaking of outdated systems, so make sure you move on from Ubuntu 19.04. It's best to clone your drive first before you upgrade to Windows 10 so you will have a backup. Yeah. After you upgrade to 10, your computer will have the product key. Yes, you can do that. Yeah. That's a good point. You can clone. If you search my channel, I think I've done a video. If you go to Amazon, you can pick up a USB to a SSD cable adapter. They're like $10 or less. You can use free cloning software to clone the original drive, the hard drive, to the SSD, and then swap out the drives. That's what I did. That'll work. Yeah, it's not that hard. Don't panic. But yeah. Yeah. If you check the link below in the show notes, I use Kingston SSD. There's a 500 gigabyte for like $50 or something. That probably should be enough for most people. All right, Johan. Adios, muchacho. You probably, trying to think, if you go to the Windows Microsoft website, there should be a link there. Just search Windows 10 installer or ISO maker or something, and you can create a USB stick with Windows 10 bootable on it to install the system. That might be the best way to do it. That's how I did. I don't think I did it in place upgrade, did I? I don't think so. A clean install, yes. Right. Yeah. Yeah. On an SSD, yeah. I concur. All right, let's give this a 5-minute heads up warning and we'll wrap this up. I guess I should eat some breakfast. They say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Actually, after this, I have to pay my Comcast bill. It went up. You know, service providers, and I'm sure it's not just Comcast. It's just a little rant. What's the point of signing a contract if they can still raise your rates? What's the point of having an agreement at a set price, but they still can raise your rates in that contract? You don't have the freedom to invalidate the contract and leave because they changed it. So what's the point of a contract? It's pointless. Yes, Kenny, thank you. It's called the Media Creation Tool. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I did it from a USB stick. Yeah. It does take time, but yeah. I think you need at least, I think I did it with the 16 gigabyte stick, and I did not have a problem. But anyway, yeah, what's the point of having a contract if they can still raise your rates, but you can't? I still have a 1 year left on my contract. The UK government warned against continuing to use Windows 7, yeah. It's just too easy for hackers. If they know you're a fool, they're going to take advantage. So I think what we'll do in the next series of videos, we'll talk about transitioning from Windows 7 to Linux, maybe answer some, frequently asked questions on how to get started. So yeah, present arms in the house. What's up, man? I'm looking at the ticker feed this morning. Not really much of that catches my eye. CBS renews Star Trek Picard for a second season. Oh, there you go. A new Star Trek series, Picard, Jean-Luc. A gig stick or larger is best to use. 3.0 for a faster install. Yes. Yeah, I use a 16 gig, I believe. Nothing wrong with having a bigger storage capacity. Anything. Nothing wrong with that. Here it is. Windows 7 support ends today. Upgrade to something soon, like last week. No further security patches or exploit fixes. Yep. Exactly. This is on the OMG Ubuntu website. See, this is how serious this is. This is so serious that even the OMG Ubuntu website has it. So. Cawbird, C-A-W Bird, the Linux Twitter client, has a small update. I don't use it, but okay. I'm trying to think where do I want to eat for breakfast. I might go get a bagel and coffee, something light. Yeah, it is a slow news day. I'm looking at the ticker feed on top. There's just nothing much happening. Oh, here's a deal from Amazon. Amazon discounts a 512 gigabyte 16-inch MacBook to a low price of $2,200. You know, my friends, they love their Macs. They swear by them. You know, they just work. I know we talk about it, but look, that's an option. If you don't want to use Windows no more, Macs are an option. I think they start at, the small, if anybody has a Mac, please correct me, but I think the laptop, the MacBook, do they start at $1,200? Yeah, I think I could be wrong. I don't know. I haven't been to the Apple store in was it last year? Yeah, I don't know. It's not that unreasonable, I suppose. But Macs are an option. You know, look, if you have $1,000 or $2,000 to spend, it's between that or a Linux computer. I'd go with the Mac. Yeah, because no surprises. What you see is what you get. Yeah, Kenny says, what a deal. Hey, Pally. Come on down. The price is right. I've played with Macs. I mean, they're fine. They're not that hard to learn, you know. And they look pretty sharp, all things considered. Yeah, slow news day. Let me try something here before we wrap it up. You would never buy a MacBook in your life, okay? I would. Maybe just one, just to say I had it. Let's wrap this up with some oddball news. Let's see what we have here. Let's see if there's any Windows 7 oddball news. Yeah, the news probably ate too many meatballs, right? In fact, yeah, the only odd Windows news in general, or not odd, but has been all those updates that are just randomly trashing people's systems. You know, what was the one update where it deleted the start menu or the start search? Why not? Meatball OS. Yes. To continue using Windows 7 and not care, eat lots of meatballs and drink wine. You won't care. Right, Labor? Oh, let's see if we can wrap this up with some oddball news. I see we got some people joining in a little later, but let's see here. Elephant climbs 5-foot wall to steal mangoes from the lodge. I guess he was hungry. Let's see. A Texas dog swallows metal fork with a piece of pie. Okay. You gotta eat. You gotta eat. Let's see. we talked about hacking, how easy it is to hack. All right. This is the news story of the month. Ah, this happened in Kentucky. I wonder if they were using Windows 7. Okay, this is the. I'm sorry, I got the giggles now. This is so appropriate for today because Windows 7 expires today. And you know someone's going to get hacked on the Windows 7. It's just going to happen. Kentucky road sign hacked to say send nudes. An electronic sign at the side of a Kentucky highway captured the attention of drivers with that unusual request. Send nudes. Okay, hang on. Oh, wait, I can't do it live, but okay. That's what it says. And I'm looking at the side, send nudes. But it doesn't say to where. Probably Russia. Comrade. Oh, that just made my day. Oh, man. I know, Sleepy. Perfect timing. You know, we're talking about, Windows 7 being hacked eventually. Well, I'm sorry. I got the giggles now. Oh, God. Okay. A tire crashes through the window of a Texas restaurant. I guess the people got tired of eating there. I wish Stephanie was available. I miss doing the news and nonsense with her. Hello, Rudy. Suppose if you keep off the net, you can still get by Windows 7. Yes, we did mention that. Thank you. We have a situation where expensive business printers are not supported on Win 10 or Win 8 or 10. Really? No update on the drivers or anything? You tried Linux? That is kind of unusual. Anyway, let's see what else we have here on the Oddball News. I'm still laughing at that. Sign on the road. Squirrels repeatedly target man's Jeep, causing $700 worth of damage. Squirrels target a man's Jeep? I guess they don't like Chrysler products. If I was a hacker, I would hack Windows 10 since more people use it more than Windows 7. Well, Windows 10, if you have a valid Windows 10 machine that's not private, it's secure. It's pretty secure. It has built-in anti-ransomware too. That's not turned on by default. I don't know why, but no, I think I would worry more starting tomorrow or today about Windows 7. Yeah. Let's see what else here. A flying taxi makes U.S. debut at North Carolina demonstration. Okay. Pop Win 7 in a virtual box? You could. You could, yeah. Oscar Mayer seeking new hot dogger to travel in Wiener Mobile. I'll let you figure out the jokes. High school team builds world's tallest toilet paper pyramid. Okay. English Bob is in the house. EB, it's been a while. I'm doing fine, mate. How are you? Oh, this Comcast calling me now. How did your phone call go? Not well. You're raising my rates. Ah, okay. Just install Parrot OS. Okay. What's up, Scott? I was gonna jump off. We got people coming. I'll stick around. EB, what's new? I know EB. You're a massive fan of Windows 7. I know you are. Come on, fess up, confess. So EB, what will you tell people who will continue to use Windows 7 after it expires today? Yeah, I know. I thought it was Comcast call because sometimes they'll call back. How did you call? It'll be like a recording. Would you like to participate in the survey? No, not after you raise my rates. I got your survey right here. I know. Yeah, pull the Ethernet cable out. That's what I've been telling Windows 7 users. If you want to keep using Windows 7, pull the internet cable out and you'll be good to go. EB, you missed the story of the month, the oddball story of the month. So this is for you, EB, okay? This is in the US, this is in the state of Kentucky. A road sign, an electronic road sign was hacked. Probably is Windows 7. And on the road sign on the highway, it says, send nudes to EB. No, it doesn't say to EB, but it actually says send nudes. Anyway. Let's see, any other funny news story for today? By the way, check out the movie Joker. It's up for 11 Academy Awards. One heck of a movie. Ooh, it's solid. Check it out. Remove the wireless card out. Yes, if my machines don't have wireless built in, but yes, if it has wireless, EP says, haha, I wish, Toss, yeah. Yeah, if it has a wireless card, yeah. Or turn it off. Switch it off. Disable it on Windows 7. I think all the fun is in Kentucky, EB. Yeah. There's something going on down there I'm not aware of. I'm just having fun this morning. Anyway. I'm debating if I should skip breakfast. Even though they say breakfast is the most important meal of the day, after eating all those meatballs last night at the meeting, and the sandwich and cookies. Whew. EBS, what are you suggesting to Windows 7 users? Well, we'll talk about that in future topics, but generally speaking, EB, there are some people who need Windows for whatever reason. You know, work, school, college. I get it. I believe there is still a free upgrade to Windows 10 if you have a valid Windows 7 product key. I've done it twice. It does work. However, I strongly suggest that they change the hard drive to an SSD, because chances are with the original hardware, it's going to run noticeably slower. So If you upgrade to an SSD, it does help, and maybe quite a bit. So you'll explain all later. Okay, but that's what I would do if you really need to use Windows for whatever reason. Obviously, there are Linux options, Mac, Chromebook, but there are some people who need to use Windows no matter what. That's okay. Yep, install the pep. Hey, little pepperoni on the computer. Peppermint OS with pepperoni. I probably should go have something to eat and drink my coffee to start my day. Yeah, Toss, a lot of Windows 7 PCs are not compatible with Win 10, so then when you suggest. That's true. The two older machines I had, it accepted the Windows 10 upgrade. It had enough RAM. The one machine had 4 gigs of RAM, which was barely enough. I maxed it out to 8. It does help. But you're right. A lot of machines, I don't have the numbers, will not. That happened to one of my relatives. She is a nurse. Yeah, it would not be fully Windows 10 compatible, or it just wasn't worth it. She's buying a Mac. She's got a kid in college, uses a Mac. Understandable. Keep it all in the family. She's buying a Mac. She's a nurse. Work 12-hour shifts. She doesn't have time to learn Linux or something new. Mess with it. Okay. So that's an example. If you have that kind of a life, you don't have time to mess with Linux. So she will be buying a Mac. She's got iPhone, and for her, after thinking about it, it made sense for her, and probably for a lot of people. Hello, Popeshu, how are you? TV tuner card does not work in Linux. Yeah, that's one thing that Linux still lags behind in general is multimedia applications. It's not up to par yet with Windows and Apple in general. Yes, hot news. Serge suggests all Windows 7 users go to Gen 2. Yes, do that. I'm sure there will be an explosion of sales of Linux machines going to Gen 2. Oh, he meant Gen 2 on a Chromebook. Oh, yes, absolutely. According to EB, buy a bunch of Chromebooks with Gen 2. Good to go. Speaking of Chromebooks, I haven't had a problem with my Chromebook. Zero. It does like invisible updates. I keep checking to make sure that it's actually doing the updates and not tricking me. It does the updates in the back. I don't notice them. The fallout of Win 10 is not only limited to changing your computer. Look at the other hardware like printers, scanners. It's costing the consumer a ton of money. Yeah. Linux is a possible answer. I agree. If you have the time. Linux Lite I've tested in the past. It's okay. Yeah. I actually installed, did a stream Sunday. It was Zorin Lite. The latest Zorin Lite. It's pretty good. Waiting for more reviews on the Pinebook. Okay. Very good. PC Linux OS. Okay. Yeah, it's I'm waiting for the news next week. An explosion of viruses and ransomware for Windows 7 users. That's what I'm waiting on. Linux is the only true replacement for Windows 7. For some people it is. I don't use my other Linux laptops that much because I got my Chromebook, which is based off of Gentoo, so it's somewhat Linuxy. But yeah, it's There's a reason why Chromebooks are hot sellers. They are priced right and they work. Yeah, insane speed. It's really is amazing. All right, last minute warning here, guys. I really do need to go. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. This was fun. Chris likes Farron OS. Okay. Anything else? If there's anybody new watching who has not said hello yet or has a question, ask it now before I go. Hello, Charlie. Welcome. Linux Mint, a great replacement for Win 7. It can be, yes. Absolutely. I have Linux Mint on at least one of my laptops, my ThinkPads. Yes, Linux can handle your older hardware, which don't work on Windows 10. Yeah. One more banner before we leave. There we go. EB be streaming in an hour. Very good. Charlie likes Linux Mint. Yeah, it's good. I've been using them since 2009ish, 8ish, 9ish. Yeah, it's good. Now, I have to give credit to the team at Mint, Zorin, Ubuntu. They've been around quite a few years, so they must be doing something right. So. All right, let's go ahead and wrap this up. I've been around not quite an hour. So we'll wrap this up for today. And if you have any other questions or comments, anybody new watching this on the replay has a question or something, just send me an email and we'll go from there. I do read all the emails. I try to reply as many as I can. This weekend we'll do a private chat. Those of you who are on the PayPal or Patreon page for this channel, check your emails. Everybody gets an invitation who supports the channel. If you wanted to join, you don't have to give your real name, and you don't have to show your face. You can jump on with the headset mic. You don't even need a camera if you'd like to come on and share your views on the private streams. So, all right, gentlemen and ladies, or I don't think we had any ladies in the house, did we, this morning? Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you, and I'll catch you on the next one. So be safe out there, and do not send those nudes in Kentucky.